Welcome to the Fine Wine Tasting, and thank you for your interest and your support in Prince Michel Winery. As we move through this tasting, you'll notice you have a lot of wines on your plate. Feel free to pause anytime and then pick back up when you're ready. So our first wine is our Prince Michel Pino Grigio. And this one is made in, I like to say, the Italian style. And by that I mean it's made in a sense where I want to really accentuate the acidity and some of those kind of citrus and refreshing flavors. You know, Pinot Grigio can be made in many different styles. I see some that are sweeter or more full-bodied. Some people put their Pinot Grigio into oak barrels. But this one I wanted to keep really an authentic Italian style going with this. I do get citrus in the nose. See if you can pick up a little kind of lemon lime, or even mineral or stone fruit. Stone fruit being like apricot or nectarine. Yeah, that's a really nice one. That goes well with lighter foods such as shellfish, maybe some cheese. Try brie cheese or Gruyere. Chicken piccata comes to mind, something with a little bit of brininess. Seems to kind of marry and pair off of the acidity in this one. Our second wine is our Viognier. And if you're not familiar with Viognier, it's a grape that comes to us from the Rhone region in France. It's a grape that is maybe a lesser known grape in many places in the country. California does a pretty nice job, the Northwest, but Virginia has really, white grape growing and Viognier have become synonymous. And it, to a good reason. It's a really nice variety, and it's very versatile. Sometimes it can be made into a very dry, austere wine. Sometimes I've tasted Viogniers that are sweeter or more full-bodied. There's even some wineries that are making Viogniers into sparkling wines. So it's a very versatile grape. Just a tremendous aromatic kind of symphony of fruit and mango. I even get some honeysuckle in this one. I keep these fairly dry, but with Viognier, there's a body, an actual body in this grape that it's not, bone dry like the Pino Grigio. This one has what I call some oomph or heft. Those flavor characteristics really open this one up to, again, shellfish, but perhaps even creamier shellfish like crab and lobster, scallops. I've even seen this go really well with Moroccan and Indian spices, something a little bit on the spicier side. Aged cheese like Gouda or even aged cheddar come to mind. Yeah, that's really nice. Our third wine is our Chardonnay, and we've been making Chardonnay now since we started back in the early 80s. Chardonnay can also be made in a variety of different styles, whether you're making it stainless steel or you're putting it into barrels. It's going to affect the way the wine tastes. This one is a completely unoaked Chardonnay, so we're really trying to play up the flavors that are natural to Chardonnay. And I think of natural characteristics, I'm thinking apple and pear, maybe even a little bit of peach in there. But it's crisp, it's clean, it's a great summertime wine. Food pairings are pretty diverse. Because of this kind of middle of the road, it's got some great clean flavors there. Crab dishes, simple buttery dishes, even sushi. The fresh flavors that you get with sushi, it's a great pairing. You you might even try this with milk chocolate. A lot of people think red wine and chocolate, but we've done some tastings in the past where we've paired chocolate and white wine. Surprisingly, a lighter chocolate or milk chocolate and Chardonnay seems to go like out of this world. Next wine is going to be our dry rosé. And dry rosé, depending on the grapes that we're using, any given year we could make this out of Pinot Noir or Merlot. In fact, as you hear, I'm talking about red grapes. So we're actually using red grapes to make our rosé. And we simply press the grapes, let the grapes and the juice stay together for a few hours, and then we separate the skins and the juice, and we're left with this very light pink color. So this one in particular is made from the Merlot, and it's amazing when you compare this, and we'll be tasting Merlot here in just a little bit, but when you taste this, what's coming out is what Merlot has as a grape, which to me is strawberry and raspberry and all these great kind of light red fruits, but without the tannins. Yeah, that one is just kind of a wonderful kind of a fruit bowl dancing on your tongue. What this does is allow this one to go great with appetizers. Charcuterie board comes to mind. Soft cheeses, even a rosemary flatbread, for instance. Light meats such as pork and fish go well with the dry rosé. Even something like a salad with maybe a cream dressing. I'd stay away from the vinaigrette, but yeah, so that one. So we're getting our Pinot Noir and our Merlot from, depending on where, any given year, it could be coming from the Roanoke area or down in Nelson County. All right, so now we're going to move to the first red in our fine wine tasting, and that is our Cabernet Franc. Now, Cabernet Franc is one of the noble grapes of Bordeaux. In this instance, we have it 100% Cabernet Franc. And year after year, our Cab Franc tends to showcase some spicy and pepperiness, even roasted coffee bean. There's kind of a lot going on there, but it's very reminiscent of what you'd find in a European Cab Franc. Cherry and spiciness. Cabernet Franc, that's one that I might feel that I want to pair this with roasted pork or lamb, kind of a spring meat. Hard cheeses come to mind, as well as anything with fennel. Kind of a wildness about Cabernet Franc that I'm really enamored with. All right, so now we come to Merlot, and we tasted Merlot when we did our rosé. This is going to be interesting because you can kind of go back to that rosé and say, well, this was Merlot. This is also Merlot. We just left the skins and the juice in contact with a much longer time, more extraction. Goes into the barrel. This one, the rosé, was completely stainless steel. This Merlot goes into the barrel for a while, and so we're picking up quite a bit of vanilla, kind of vanilla spice. There's a little bit more structure and acidity to this one, but really what I'm getting is that same blackberry raspberry with a little bit of vanilla. Perfect with Italian dishes, even if it's a tomato-based Italian dish. Really rich, cheesy gratins, even a harvest salad, as long as you're staying away from the vinegar. But again, chocolate with this one I think is a must. Some nice dark chocolate and the Merlot. The next wine that we have in this flight is the Merlot Cabernet Reserve. And this one, again, would be a blended wine using Bordeaux varieties. Merlot is going to bring in that soft berry quality, and the Cabernet Sauvignon is going to be more of a structure, more of a backbone, if you would. So there's a mellowness there in the smell. And what I get in the flavor, it's really that perfect combination between soft berry as well as the structure and the pepperiness that's coming from Cabernet Sauvignon. Red meats, seared, grilled, you know, that really good, strong kind of earthiness going on there. Roasted vegetables, eggplant, mushrooms, even hard cheese and olives go really well. Our last wine in this flight is our Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon, as I've talked about this earlier, is a grape that is one of the Bordeaux, actually it is the grandfather of the Bordeaux varieties. And this one brings to the blend a certain amount of tannin and structure. When I say tannin, I'm talking about the feeling in your mouth that gets all dry and puckery. This one is rich. There's a lot of fruit going on there. I get notes of cedar and pepper. When it's aged in the barrel, a lot of that tannin is softened, it's mellowed out. This one, because of its strength, it really stands up to pan-seared fatty meats like a ribeye. Perhaps a dry-aged prime rib would work out well. Pepper-crusted ahi tuna, grilled portobello mushrooms, some food that has a really, big character as well. Well, that concludes our tasting. I'd like to encourage all of you to chat with one of our sales associates. Find out more details on how to join a wine club. We offer great discounts on